And can you hear me?
Are you talking Andrew R. or Andrew Mack?
Andrew Mack. I see he's logged in. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to briefly go over two items that were added that we republished. Item 3D was added. That's tourism presentation by Discover the Palm Beaches. The presentation will be given by Sergio Piadra, and he's a Senior Director of Intergovernment Affairs for Discover the Palm Beaches. So that will be included during the announcement portion. I also want to go over 6F. That's a legal description for a small city-owned parcel of land that's located southeast corner of Northeast First Avenue and Northeast First Street. And it was approved for disposition through resolution R25232. Stacy, is there any information you want to give us on that one?
Sure. This is just a sliver of land associated with the Pierce project. And prior to executing the deed, staff obtained an updated legal description from their surveyor, and so the description and was incorrect in what was previously brought to you, so that just cleans it up.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Dan.
Yeah.
I noticed that there was a lot of announcements and proclamations. Are we anticipating that there's going to be, like, are the proclamations all going to be attended? Like, we need to have them all, or?
I can ask.
Since there's the presentation by the tourism board, I just wonder if we're going to end up spending, I mean, it's fine. The proclamations are important and all good stuff. I just didn't know if there was anything, if there's anyone who's not planning on coming, if we can, do them differently. But I mean, like,
I'm sorry. Each of the proclamations does have people coming in for them. Ricky Petty's group is coming in for the first one, and then the other ones we have those were requested by Commissioner Turkin. The first one was requested by Vice Mayor Hay, and there are people coming in for all three of those.
Okay, that's fine. Thanks.
All right. So we do have two.
I know, sorry, Dan, just for, we talked about at the last meeting about how we wanted the announcements done. And if we have presentations like this, then maybe we just need to, I mean, maybe the tourism one can't be pushed off, but I probably would have said, try and push that one off. So because we have 4 proclamations on the schedule that we have multiple people showing up for, and they're going to want to take pictures and talk about their amazing causes and everything. So I think we just need to be mindful of that. But I mean, it is what it is. So.
Yeah, that was Discover the.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Commissioner Cruz.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Yes, that was a request that I made back in the end of September. And because the meeting agendas were very long, we were not able to have them in the last meeting of September or either of the 2 in October. So that's the reason why it's happening in this meeting.
Okay. I didn't need an explanation. I just was saying we had a conversation at the last agenda review that talked about making the announcement section shorter, and all of a sudden we're making it longer. That was the only reason. So thank you.
You're welcome.
And we could also, in the future, what we'll do is if we have a lot of proclamations, maybe we can coordinate with the mayor But the three that I'm looking at is the Family Caregivers Month with Ricky Petty, and Pathways to Prosperity, the links at Boynton Beach with the PGA Hope Program, and then the National Veterans and Families Appreciation Month. So I know the announcement section is going to be a little bit long, so
Yep.
I agree with you. Then we have 4 public audience, 5 administrative, and this is a discussion to have a legislative action workshop prior to Palm Beach County Days in Tallahassee. And Candace, do you want to speak on that at all?
Yes. So this was an item obviously brought up by Commissioner Turkin, and he wanted to know if everybody wanted to do legislative action workshop. I've reached out to our federal lobbyist, which is Thorn Run, and he would be available on December 2nd, which is what the staff was going to propose, or what I'm going to propose when this item comes up. Because I will not be here on the 18th because I'm going to go to NLC for a grants item up there, a grant section. So for December 2nd, we are going to propose 5 p.m. Matt won't actually be able to be there because they go back into committee week. So what I'm doing right now is I'm going to start compiling some pieces of legislation to, put together a legislative priorities document. So that way I can bring that up to the commission to see how everybody, feels about each item. Adam was able to give me a few items that his group was concerned about with some stances. So that's what I'm going to start doing. And we're going to try to find a date. Matt did tell me there's going to be continued, legislative items coming up in December after our meeting. So, whatever the commission would like to do, we'll, try to get all the information available.
Thanks, Candace. Maylee, can you go
Welcome.
over the advisory board appointments and also community support funds? That's a request through Commissioner Turkin. That will take us a couple of minutes.
The advisory board appointment, there's only one for a student that came in for the Education and Youth Board. And then the other one is the community support funds. I don't remember. I can't. If you click into it, then I think it's.
No, not the advisory board, the community support
Youth
fund.
committee.
Yeah. Yeah, that was for the turkey giveaway, the Thanksgiving giveaway that Growing Strong's Ministries does. And that's from Commissioner Turkin. And that was it. That's
Mark, you can send your questions to the email right on your screen. It is also on our website, WTTV.com.
Ron and Ruth, facing life in prison, is requesting an unusual sentence from a judge. Next at 6, we're digging into a newly filed motion a little more than a month before sentencing. That's after the break.
I think they muted themselves.
Okay. All right, so we're going to be moving on to consent. A lot of these you're going to see they're grants for the police department and special operations over there. 6A is going to be our application for the speed and aggressive driving grant through FDOT, and that's going to be through the 25-26 funding cycle. And it's just to authorize the mayor to accept the grant and execute all future documents associated with it. B, again, another grant. This is for identity theft and fraud. These are in the amount between $40,000 and $50,000, and there are annual grants that typically come through the state for us. The other one's a DUI grant, impaired driving grant, which is 6C. That's also through FDOT. 6D, that's going to be a facility use agreement between the City of Boynton Beach and ALS Association, and they're going to be renting our amphitheater for an event. And that's going to be on November 15th, 2025. 6E, that's going to be for rollovers from our capital improvement projects. That's going to be for all projects that were not completed during the 24-25 budget cycle. We're simply rolling those over. So there's funding for those projects. 6F, approve, and we went over briefly for 6F. Stacy did before we actually started, the deputy city attorney, and that's just cleaning up some language in reference to the Pierce project. 6G is going to be our commission meeting minutes, unless one of the commissioners wants us to open those meeting minutes up from October 7th meeting. We'll proceed. 7, consent bids and purchases. It's going to be awarding the contract for our bait and tackle shop that we approved. Moving forward, that's going to provide some services in that RFP. Who was awarded the RFP on that? Andrew R.
1 second, Dan.
I know it was the
Florida Tackle Company.
Florida Tackle Company.
That's what it is. Florida
And
Tackle.
that was
Proven on.
awarded to a
Okay.
local business here in Boynton Beach.
That's awesome.
So it's a 5-year term. So we'll soon have a bait and tackle shop. And also we have a restaurant food truck coming to Harvey Oyer Park as well, called Rest of the Fish. They have a huge social media following, and it's a sustainability meets a restaurant, because essentially, as opposed to disposing of the fish whenever the fillets are cut from the catches, what they do is they actually go in and they use the rest of the fish to make a lot of their dishes, and that's where the name originates from. So really cool concept. So that's going to be awesome.
That's this coming Saturday, right? Or is that
Correct.
next
The
week?
grand opening is going to be this coming Saturday.
November 3rd. I thought 2nd. November 2nd.
November 3rd.
2nd. November 2nd.
And what time is that going to be?
Let's say it goes from 3 until 9.
Okay.
I believe so.
And that's in your, that's District 2, Commissioner
Right.
Hay, or Vice
Yep.
Mayor Hay.
I'll be there.
All right. We also have a reimbursement from the CRA. The city's going to be handling the demolition of the inn, which is going to be totaling $632,500, and that's going to be reimbursed from our CRA. So that's coming up very quickly. So that should be demoed here very soon.
We have a date set for that? Because I know we had talked about it. I don't know that you would have necessarily known. We talked about it during our CRA meetings, that we wanted to have like a sledgehammer, like kind of a demo thing. I know we all talked about it at the CRA meeting, so I just wanted to put that in your brain, Dan, that was something that the CRA board had an interest in doing.
We should be able to accommodate that. I think we're at least 60 days out from time we demo that building.
Awesome.
Okay.
I do want to agree with Commissioner Kelly. We did talk about that, and thank you for bringing it up. We want to have some sort of an event to showcase the impact.
Gold sledgehammers.
All right, moving on. Last one. This is just going to be approval of our HVAC and equipment maintenance, service, and repairs. And we're going back out to bid as opposed to doing a piggyback. So we're doing the RFP process. All right. Scroll down a little bit for me, Candace, please. Go to 8A. All right. 8A. This is going to be our parking ordinance, and I know there was some concerns that came up at Town Hall in District 2 in reference to this overhaul of our ordinance. So I expect there's probably going to be a little bit of public comment on what the community would and would not like to see with this ordinance overhaul. If there's not any questions on 8A, we can move forward. So I'll let Adam go over both B and C.
8B is the second reading for the discounts that we're adding to the mobility fee as part of that implementation, similar to what we did for the rec and parks and back fees. And 8C was a recent change in Florida statute that required us to adopt an ordinance for processing reasonable accommodations. And so this is to comply with state law.
All right, so this is a discussion, Commissioner Cruz, you requested, we got a consensus to put it on here, and this is in regarding to the noise control.
Oh, we're gonna be discussing it at this meeting?
Unless you want to push it, well, no, we can't
Okay.
because we don't have consent. We don't have well, no, we do have
We do
quorum
have
here.
3, right?
Yeah, because Vice Mayor, hey, if you guys want to push it, we can always push it.
Yeah,
Is
I
this
would,
just
I
a
would,
discussion item?
yeah, I would, if there's consensus, I would definitely want to take the time to do more research. Right now, it's a really busy time at work for me, and I don't have the best ability to give it the adequate time that it deserves. And we're doing end of year, end of the fiscal year. It's just a lot right now. I don't know if there's opportunity for us to move that, you know, uh, based on the consensus of the board. It's not necessarily something that needs to be rushed right now.
Okay.
But
Is
you have-
everyone okay with us pushing this?
I'm okay with that, Commissioner Cruz.
Thank you.
So we'll push it.
All right. 8B is just going to be basically us cleaning up our P3 language when it comes to our ordinance to mirror the state statute. There were some changes from 2015 to 2024. And that's going to actually help us with a lot of our unsolicited bids. 8C, that a lot of the rest of these are all going to come from the charter committee. And these are all things that whenever we, the commission enacted the charter committee to go over and select certain things we wanted to push to referendum. So if you guys want me to go over those, I could go over them. I would actually have Stacy go over them.
No, I'm okay with you not having to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine. I could I'll read them and then I'll talk to Stacy offline if I need to.
Okay.
Right. Correct.
Go ahead and scroll down to go back up a little bit. Right there on I want to say it's 8G. I don't that's not related to
Are you
That's a
Yeah,
charter. That's a
are
charter
you talking
amendment
about
also.
8?
All of these are charter review ordinances.
8G is a charter also?
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
cleanup.
It is. It's
Yeah,
a general
cleanup.
cleanup item.
Are these
Okay, I
things-
briefly remember Jerry Taylor going over that one. You guys are right. Yeah, and that concludes the agenda review unless there's any off-topic subjects that the commission would like to go over.
No, what I'm looking at on the screen is 10, the section of 10G right now that I'm looking at, correct? You kept saying 8. Isn't
Yeah,
this,
no, that's my mistake, Vice Mayor.
Okay,
We were
okay,
on 10.
okay.
Yeah,
all right,
10A through G was all charter committee recommendations.
Okay. We're back on track, no problem.
All right, if there's no further questions, I appreciate everyone's time.
I guess
Thank you.
one
No, we're
other,
good.
Thank you.
what, thank you, but one last thing though, this discussion about the parking was a very hot item at the community meeting on Monday night.
Mhm.
So I expect there will be a lot of public comments about that. So and some of the things that they brought up, I didn't have an answer for. So a lot of the lots, and this is something that's we don't have to vote on, but a lot of the lots that are small, and Andrew, you were there, you heard it, I just cannot fit within the code how we're going to do things if you have more than one car. So I don't know what we telling them that they're gonna have to do with that second car. So I'll talk to you guys later about that. But those are the types of questions that came up, so we can expect some of that Tuesday night. I don't know if
Thank
you
you,
want
Vice
to say
Mayor.
them.
No,
I don't know
I
if you,
briefly mentioned that earlier, Vice Mayor Hay.
yeah, I
Just
heard.
that I know that's going to have to be a discussion item that you guys are going to have to, if you want to make any amendments to that. This is a
Yeah.
second reading. So if you do make amendments to it, I think we could still include those amendments and just draft the ordinance after the vote. So you guys can make any sort of changes you want and then pass it with those changes. Is that correct, Stacy?
Correct. We can modify the ordinance after the fact based on the commission's motion on Tuesday night.
Okay. Thank you.
I do have one quick question on that end though. You know, I would like, I mean, I guess if you know and if staff knows, the staff that was there, what the concerns were and what the issues were, I would just like staff to be prepared to address those that night and tell us what is legal and what's not legal and what's going to provide the city a liability issue, or if there's any concerns, or if there's things that they're asking for that are, you know, maybe just a cleanup or a clarification or something. But if it's, my concern is that they're going to bring up a lot of things and there's going to be a lot of discussion about it. And then we're not going to be in a position to have all the information necessary to make a decision on how to change the wording of the ordinance. So I just would ask that since there was staff that was there in attendance, if there are things that can be, you know, be prepared to have this discussion and know what is legal and what's not legal, and an explanation as to why we can or can't do the things that are being asked. Because like Vice Mayor said, there was things he didn't even know the answer to. So
Right.
I just want to make sure we're prepared.
Yeah, Stacy and Shauna will be there as far as anything that obviously is going to be legal or like that we can't enforce. But I think the main crux, and I kind of got a rundown of the meeting that was on Monday, is they're worried about having to expand the size of their driveways and the cost that's going to be associated with that versus being able to park where they're parking and not meeting the new ordinance threshold. And the opposing side of that is we're having a lot of homes, especially over in the Forest Park area, where vehicles ranging between 5 all the way up to 12 are parking all over the grass, and there's a tremendous amount of vehicular traffic and that's the intent of this ordinance change, is so we can kind of empower code enforcement to go out there and straighten up a lot of the aesthetic issues that some of these communities have.
Right.
And this is one of the
Right.
mayor's initiatives.
Right. Yeah, no, I totally get that and I totally support that. But what I'm saying is, and you just mentioned it, for instance, one of the main residents' concerns is if they only have a one parking spot driveway, then what, and they can't just, what does our code say now about what materials they can use for extra parking, how that has to look, what it has to look like? And let's provide answers and responses when they say, I can't afford to pour a $9,000 concrete slab. Well, of course, most people cannot drop $9,000 to have a concrete pour, but there are options where you can do gravel, or you can do this, or you can do that. Let's make sure that when they're coming with these issues, since we know in advance what their concerns are, let's make sure that we have the answers. And if in one of our ordinances that talks about what driveway options there are and what they can do, then let's just have those answers, is what I'm asking. Is let's not try and make decisions based on I'll have to get back to you on something that's on second reading.
Understood.
100% agreed. Very well put, Commissioner Kelly.
We'll do. We'll be ready.
Okay, good. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Have a good night, everyone.
Yeah, you guys too.
Happy Halloween
you, guys.
tomorrow. If you
Oh,
trick or
yeah.
treat and you hand out candy, have a great night.
Happy Halloween,
You too.
everyone.